Hi, everyone. My name is Brooke Blackmore. I'm joined today by Cheryl Sheridan. Cheryl is the Director of Oncology Data and Accreditation at HCA Healthcare, Sarah Cannon's Cancer Network. Cheryl is also the committee chair for the National Cancer Registrars Association in our Hero of the Month for Oncology. Congratulations, Cheryl, on this well deserved recognition, and thank you so much for speaking with us today.
Thank you, Brooke. Thank you for the award and thank you for the opportunity.
So I heard that you've been certified for 41 years. What a career accomplishment in such an important space. So thank you in advance for all that you've done in this space and congratulations on that incredible achievement.
Thank you, Brooke. Yes, 41 years doing what I love.
That's wonderful. Okay, well, maybe we can just get started by just learning from you a little bit about what inspired you to pursue a career like this.
Honestly, it's not the career I started in. I got my degree in health information management and was working at a local facility here in my hometown. And I was introduced to a woman who was doing the role, who was retiring, and thought that I would like the role. And that's when it started. So I began studying for the exam and became certified in 1984.
I feel like it's almost like oncology's best kept secret, the role itself, and so I've heard several people over time saying, I heard about it from someone else and now I do it. And I hope that continues to happen because I think the work is really important to the future of cancer care, but I also know it can be really daunting and overwhelming sometimes and feel like there's not enough of them out there. So I'm sure you experienced that as well throughout your career.
I have. It is a very hidden professional career that honestly I didn't know it existed until I met that woman. So it's a great opportunity for many. And yes, it is, you have to be passionate about it, but it is following a patient's journey, which is the why, right? So why do we do what we do? And it really is the data that we collect is so important to strategy, to development, to future opportunities, to future treatments. And so what we do is really very important to our cancer patients.
Yeah, and on that note, Cheryl, I agree 100%. Can you maybe just give a quick overview of when we say cancer registry or the role of an oncology data specialist, like what that means and the importance of the role itself?
Yeah, absolutely. So, an oncology data specialist is actually our new title. We were cancer registrars or CTR, certified tumor registrars, for many, many years. And so that recently has changed to really reflect the sort of the changes in what we actually do in our role. And so a patient diagnosed in a facility is captured in a cancer registry database. And that is all of a patient's treatment, a patient's staging, and we capture and we follow that patient for a lifetime. And so really we follow their journey. And so we call it abstraction. When you abstract a case, it really is going from meeting that person at diagnosis all the way through following them for a lifetime. And so it is a extremely valuable database that we not only collect for your facility that you work in or the healthcare system, as I do, but for our national cancer database and also our state cancer registries.
Yes, that is incredible work. And I've, over the last several years, become really familiar and integrated with their workflows. And I would agree. I think it's really shaping the future of what guides what cancer care will look like. So thanks for that quick overview. And then I know that you are now serving in a national leadership role with NCRA. So can you tell us a little bit about NCRA itself, and then your role with that organization that you recently took over?
Sure, happy to. So the National Cancer Registrars Association is our organization for ODSs, or Oncology Data Specialists. This year, I am the program chair for our 2025 annual conference that will be held in Orlando, Florida. I have previously served as the education director for NCRA, and I will actually go in next year as the social media chair. I am a firm believer in volunteering. And so organizations like this will not survive without volunteering. And so not only do I volunteer on the national level, but I've been volunteering for years at my New England organization, previously served in multiple roles there. They provide much needed educational opportunities as things change, treatment changes, and how we collect data on our patients. And so, again, these organizations must have volunteers, and I am a firm believer in that.
That's incredible. And yes, thank you for your volunteer work with that organization. How, maybe just shifting gears a little bit, as we think about the role of the oncology data specialist and just the cancer registry, operations and functions across healthcare, how have you seen maybe technology and innovation come in and shape some of the future in this space?
Yeah, it certainly has changed over the years. So I have gone from a paper abstract to a multi-page paper abstract, to following patients on what we used to call a tickler system. So the people that have been around as long as I have understand what that is. But now into a software which we now collect our data, and then forwarding that to automation. And so we are all fully aware of, as you very much are aware of, AI and how that is going to impact the data that we collect. And so we fully, we've gone a full circle from a paper to automation, and it's been exciting.
That overlaps with so much that I've seen in the nursing space. I didn't see a paper chart, but I know they were there. But the paper chart to the EHR to automation, and so
Mhm.
it's interesting to see kind of that same evolution take place across different areas in oncology healthcare. So
Yeah.
um, and maybe just shifting gears one more time to yourself. You lead a big team. I think you oversee quite a few hospitals across your role at HCA. So, how do you ensure your team is set up for success? They're taking care of themselves. They feel like the important impact of the work that they do, and maybe even how do you do that for yourself? As I know this can be work that you often take home with you, or work that is that's hard to step away from, that continues to feel like it piles up and things.
Yeah, that has also evolved over time. So, when I first started in this field, you worked in a facility in a cancer registry department. Here at HCA, where I work, as you stated, it's a large healthcare system, but we have a shared services model for our cancer registry department, and we are all work from home. So that is significantly different in the number of years ago when you worked in an office. And so that has its challenges, but it also has, its benefits. And so as a large team that works from home, you have to find engagement, and how do you engage that team? One of them is the opportunities like WebEx and other, venues in which you can do team calls, team celebrations. You have to celebrate everything. And so team celebrations, they are done virtually. It's just a little bit different in how you do that. But I also tell my team that you have to do family first. And believe in my heart, family, it has to be first. And so you have to make time to make sure that you have a quality of life and that your family is always first. But they have to take care of themselves. And one of the things I tell my team that I've learned early on, I've been working from home for almost 20 years now, is that I dress and get ready for my day like I'm going into the office. And so it is sort of a running joke with my team that I am dressed fully with hair done and makeup on. And I go out for my coffee, and then I come back and start my day. And so I believe that how you feel during the day really impacts the work that you do. And so that is one thing I do encourage my team, is to begin your day like you're going into the office.
Yeah, that's a like simple, but even looking at you today, we can definitely tell that you do that. So I love that advice. And what do you think makes a great leader like yourself in a field that is so complex like oncology?
Certainly compassion, I think, but I think I'm a strong listener, and I communicate. And so again, when you have a team that works from home, you have to find ways to communicate. We don't have the water cooler chats. So, how do you engage your team in day-to-day conversations so they don't feel isolated? And so that's a different way for a leader to be able to lead a team when they all work from home. But I think we've done a great job at that here at HCA, and we do have monthly meetings with teams and with our leaders. And so that really is the engagement of leaders helps a team to feel that they are, valued, and the work that they do is valued. And so we make sure that leaders are also engaged in our conversations.
That's great. I think the
Mhm,
role of an oncology data specialist,
mhm,
I have historically seen, to your point, in like a basement closet, dark
mhm.
room, right? And over the last, really just several few years have seen the role evolve, the title change, the spotlight put on them, which is one reason why we're so grateful for this opportunity to present this award to you today, and so that more can become aware of the role and the importance of the role. So we are beyond grateful for your time today, for sharing your story and your wisdom and all of your passion that you've had amongst all of your years working as a certified oncology data specialist. I hope you know this, but we want you to make sure that you know that you and your team and just the oncology data specialist space makes such a huge difference. And we're really, really honored to recognize you this month. So, congratulations. And again, thank you so much for the time today.
Well, thank you, Brooke, and thank you for the honor. And really, it is a team effort, and I thank you, and my team thanks you for that.